Hey guys, this is Neil with Catalyst Machine Works, and this is a design review of our brand new design. This is the newest version of the Massive Droner 3-inch. This is the Massive Droner 3-inch HD. So this is a Caddx Vista HD DJI specific machine. Okay, I've taken and modified the original Massive Droner to accept this new gizmo. And if you're not familiar with what the Vista HD is, you've maybe been living under a rock. Okay, so this is essentially a updated version of the DJI Air unit, which was the first version of HD capable camera that they came out with. And Caddx teamed up with DJI, and DJI manufactured for them this updated version. So it's a significantly smaller package. This is it here in blue, mounted in the Massive Droner, and it allows you to get the same quality of HD video. So it uses the same camera as the original DJI Air unit, and it is just, it's amazing. It's super cool. I mean, you can get full 720 HD video on a 3-inch machine. That is just something that was essentially unheard of only a very short time ago. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the design. I do want to mention that the production run is being cut as we speak. We're looking at about 2 to 3 weeks before we get this guy in-house and can get the frames together and start shipping them out. When we do a production run, it is always a little bit of a smaller batch because we want to test the waters and see how the market responds and be careful with our investment. So if you want one, I suggest to go ahead and pre-order. We are also doing bind and flies of these. We will be building bind and flies. The first batch will be a batch of 15. So that's pretty small. You might want to, if you're interested in a bind and fly, please reach out to us at info@catalystmachineworks.com or support@catalystmachineworks.com, and I can get an invoice over to you for that, and we can get you a custom build. So yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's get into it. Right, so you're probably wondering, well, how the hell did you mount this in here? What's going on with this? Well, there are two ways to mount the Vista, right? Let's picture it here in blue again. All right, so the first way, which most people would probably think is the most common here, and I think it is, well, I don't think it is the best way to do it, is just to simply mount it up on top of the stack. So you've got your all-in-one ESC, you've got your flight controller, micro flight controller, and then just stack this thing on top of it and run really long screws through. That, in my opinion, doesn't work very well. First of all, you have a stack that is extremely high up, okay? So when you have a stack that's that tall and you go crashing into things, I'm sorry, but you're going to run the risk of damaging your stack and damaging components because it's just so tall that there's a huge moment that's put when, 70 miles an hour of ground or race gate comes smashing into the side of this thing. It makes things bend and move, and you can really damage things. So what I've done is taken another route with this, and that is to suspend the Vista from the top. Okay, and so what I'm using here are these pictured in blue are little TPU suspension components that have a bolt pattern in there in the top, and then this unit is then suspended from those. And so what's nice about that is it allows you to have a method of shock absorption. So when this cage gets hit from the side or hit from the front or hit from the back, these are going to move, right? So they're not a rigid mount, and there's some space in here that allows this thing to deviate and move instead of damaging the Vista or other components in the stack. So that's pretty cool. Another nice thing is the way that this thing is mounted in, you can take these screws out, right? These 4 screws here, pull the Vista out, and then you now have really easy access to your stack. So field repairs are now super easy because now you have quick access to the stack completely with the Vista out of the way. And if you want to do repairs or for whatever reason take the Vista out, it's super easy to do. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, the mounting of the camera has not changed from, the original massive droner. It's just two side plates, and then the camera is sitting here. Now, I had to take these two plates from here to here. This distance has moved from 19 millimeters out to 20 millimeters because this camera is larger. It's a bigger camera than the micro cameras that used to fit, or that do fit, in the massive droner 3-inch. So that's how that works. But the way that everything is situated in here with the amazing camera protection that you have from these two side plates and the ability to basically take and move this in literally any orientation that you want has not changed. So that is one of the really awesome things about the Master Droner and why this platform is excellent for putting in the Vista. Now, how about the ass end? Ooh, look at that. That is a hot looking ass, isn't it? My goodness. So the Vista comes with let me show you guys. Let's go here. Okay, they've got a good picture. The Vista comes with an integrated antenna. So this is an FPV antenna. You can see how that works there. So this is a representation of that antenna, and we have an integrated mount for that antenna. So not only can you put your receiver tubes in here and then run your receiver antenna through that, but you've got an integrated way to mount the antenna, and it's basically a cradle that the antenna sits against, and then you have two little slots for your zip ties. You wrap the zip ties around, and that thing is mounted in there. This is a TPU component, so the antenna mount is TPU, so it allows some deviation and some movement and crashes, and also it's positioning the FPV antenna in an ideal location. So it's between these two side plates, it's out the back, it's between the props, it's not sitting up high up here. That'd be a bad idea. This is the best way to position this antenna, in my humble opinion. Okay, so that's a really cool feature. All right, so that kind of sums up how the Vista is mounted in. With regards to the other pieces of the frame, the other parts of the frame and geometries, the frame no longer comes with the rear brace as standard. All right, if you want to get the rear brace, that is an optional component. It's inexpensive, no big deal. But if you're running without, without the rear brace, I have beefed up these arms. So the rear arms are now thicker. The radii here are bigger, and it should be stronger in a crash. So hopefully we won't need that rear brace unless you're a crazy person and just crash a lot. It might be a good idea just to have a little extra insurance and put your rear brace on. I've also done other little tricks to increase the crash durability of this thing. I won't go into all of them because they're, it's minor engineering mumbo jumbo. One thing that I do want to mention though is I have beefed up significantly the interface of these roll bar side plates to the bottom plate. So what I had previously is I had just one piece that comes in here like this on one side of the nut that goes into the bottom plate. I have changed that. Now it doubles. So I've got another one over here on the other side of the nut. Okay, so that's just going to increase the ability of this thing to stay put in a crash. And also, you've just got more carbon, so it's going to be tougher and hopefully it won't break. All right, so that's how that works. I want to mention that these standoffs are now aluminum. Okay, so these are knurled aluminum standoffs. Now there is, let me hide this, there's a sleeve. So there's an aluminum sleeve right here on the interior of this TPU part. So that allows, when you compress this screw, okay, let's put that back. When you compress this screw, it bears against this plate, and then it actually, the compression is taken up by that aluminum sleeve, not the TPU. Okay, so that's how this thing stays rigid, but yet we still have this TPU piece that is holding and suspending that Vista. So I think that pretty much sums up the major aspects of the new Massive Droner 3-inch HD. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email email us at info@catalystmachineworks.com or support@catalystmachineworks.com, and we will answer your questions. All right. Until next time, everybody stay safe out there and healthy.